Hello and welcome. In this video, we will go over the role of a Scrum Product Owner. We will cover the role and responsibilities of a Scrum Product Owner. How does Product Owner role compare to a Product Manager? What are the different team roles in Scrum that Product Owner works with? What is the role of a Scrum Product Owner in various Scrum events? And finally, what does it take to be a successful Scrum Product Owner? What is a Scrum Product Owner? A Scrum Product Owner is essentially a product owner working in a Scrum environment. The roles and responsibilities of a Scrum Product Owner would be similar to that of any product owner who is working in any other Agile methodology, but there are some key differences because of the specific aspects of Scrum. So a Scrum product owner would be documenting requirements in the form of user stories and making sure that everything is documented and listed in the product backlog in the form of items, and then making sure that the product backlog items are properly prioritized so things can be picked upon by the development team and then moved into the sprint backlog. It is the role of the Scrum product owner to create visibility around the product backlog as well as the sprint backlog to make sure all the stakeholders and the development team members and the other team members within the Scrum environment are aware of what's going on, what is currently being worked upon, what's coming their way. And then it is the role of the Scrum product owner to issue clarifications, answer any questions that the development team members may have, either prior to the start of the sprint or during the sprint. It is the role of the Scrum product owner to make sure that they maximize the value of what is being developed, and that work that's being developed at the end of every sprint is known as an increment. So how do you maximize that? The value is being maximized in terms of what's being delivered to the customers and then your business. It is the goal of the Scrum product owner to own the product vision and then the actual release. So making sure that whatever is being released, the definition of done is being managed and owned by product owner. They have to make sure that whatever is being released and delivered, it meets the actual requirements. If you want to learn more about the Scrum product owner and Scrum as a process, we have another tutorial on it. We recommend that you watch it. What is the difference between a product manager and a product owner? A product manager focuses on the strategic aspects of product development. So think of it, market research, doing customer interviews, doing high-level initiatives for roadmap, working on partnerships, relationships to move the business and the product forward. Product owner, on the other hand, focuses on the execution. So once the high-level product roadmap and the initiatives have been defined by the product manager, then it is upon the product owner to own that product vision. So product owner will own the backlog management, and that would be a list of all the items that would fulfill the product roadmap. And then it is the job of the product owner to document all the requirements in forms of user stories, getting the acceptance criteria, which would be business rules, all that kind of stuff, and getting the design documents, which could be mock-ups, anything that supplements the user stories, and whatever is required by the development team to do the actual execution. And then it is upon the product owner to own the release, and that means owning the definition of done. Does the work that was done by the development team, does it meet the requirements? Does it meet the requirements as mentioned or as specified by the stakeholders and the business users? All that execution part is done by the product owner. With a lot of the organization these days, product managers are fairly hands-on, so you might see an overlap between the responsibilities of product manager and product owner, especially if it comes to the documentation piece or getting the feedbacks from the customers, as an example. So what are the main team roles in Scrum that a Scrum product owner works with? We have the same key 4 team roles that you would find in any Agile methodologies, but the names for these team roles are specific to Scrum. So the first one would be Scrum Master, and this person's role is to provide oversight to the process to make sure that everything is working within the rules and frameworks of Scrum, there are no deviations, and if there are any resource requirements or any challenges uh, that need to be addressed to make the process work, then that is upon the Scrum Master. Then you have the Scrum Product Owners, something we have already discussed here. The role of a Scrum Product Owner is to own the product vision, to be the voice of the customer, to document requirements, manage the backlog, manage the release. We have the team of developers and testers, and their job is to focus on the execution. It's a self-sustaining and organizing team, so they do not need to be trained upon the rules and practices of Scrum on a day-to-day basis. And finally, we have the stakeholders. These will be the users, the project sponsors who have stake in success, who from time to time would provide either their input in the requirements or feedback on the work that has been done. Now, what is the role of a Scrum product owner in various Scrum events? During the sprint planning stage, it is the role of Scrum product owner to answer any of the developer queries as they are estimating the stories and moving them to the sprint. It is the role of the Scrum product owner to split the stories if they are not granular enough, and then to group the stories if some stories would go together in a sprint. Uh, Product owner can also prioritize the stories for a sprint, so developers have a better idea of what should be done before. And finally, a Scrum product owner would provide a clear definition of what done means in terms of the requirements for the user stories. During the daily stand up, it's recommended that product owner attends those. But given that the development teams are self-organizing, you can take a back seat as a product owner, but you still need to provide any queries on the developments on the requirement or any status updates that you may have on the development backlog items. During the sprint review, you need to make sure that as a product owner, you need to make sure that the relevant stakeholders are present. It could be the development team members or the people from the stakeholders from the business user side. And then you need to take a note of what was done during a sprint and what was not done. And then finally take the relevant feedback as necessary to improve to focus on the next sprint. And during the sprint retrospective, that is something that's more led by the Scrum Master. But your job is to take notes, provide suggestions to any problems, and then take leadership role on anything that needs your expertise. If you want to learn more about the overall Scrum framework and what these events mean, we recommend that you watch our Scrum tutorial. Now, what does it take to be a successful product owner? So here's a list of some of the things that could be key to your success. Empathy, empathy towards customers, be able to live their lives and understand their pain points, often even before they run into the challenges. Problem solving ability, that's what product owners do on a day-to-day basis. Ownership mindset, as mentioned earlier, product owner owns the vision, and it's your job to make sure the product is released out of the door. Attention to detail, that's a key requirement when you are writing up user stories, getting into the details of the functionality, or on a day-to-day basis when you are trying to work with trade-offs and conflicting priorities. A product owner should have that attention to detail. Communication skills are important. Be able to communicate across the board, be it with the developers or business users or customers, as an example. Be able to build relationships to get work done from all different stakeholders, to get development team, as an example, go out of their way to do the work for you, or alternatively customers or users providing feedback to you. Ideally, if you have a background in software development, that could contribute to your success as a product owner, because then you would have you would already understand what does it take to be a software developer, what their day-to-day challenges are. You understand their vocabulary. And then optionally, if you have some certifications on the product management side or in product owner side, as an example, there are certifications in Agile, there are certifications in Scrum product ownership that could be really helpful. So that sums up this tutorial. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please put that in the comment section of the video or alternatively submit your feedback at launchpad.com. Thank you.